Megan, I'm getting that tattoo, I promise.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. What a night, what a night. If you follow me, Jimmy, Stache Club, any of that on social media, you are very aware that we had the time of our lives last night, and I'm here to talk about it. Now, we didn't do a real traditional vlog. This is gonna kind of be a narration sort of thing with our footage overlaid or just dropped into here in different places. And obviously it's just me here. We are gonna talk obviously more about it next week on the podcast, but that feels so far away. And I wanted to come on here and talk about it. It happened last night. I'm still so fresh and coming off this high, and I wanted to show my love for AEW and my thankfulness to AEW. But we're going to get into all of that. I'm going to explain how that happened, how we ended up where we did. No, spoilers, ringside. I still can't get over it. I'm going to explain how all that happened. But folks, please subscribe, leave your likes, leave your comments, all of that stuff. And I can't thank you all enough for the support. Without you, none of this would have been possible. We wouldn't have found ourselves in this situation or given these opportunities if it weren't for you watching. I really appreciate it. And I'd take that again, but that was me being genuine. First take, and I'm gonna leave all this in. Okay, first things first, off the bat, yes, AEW did hook us up with tickets. We've gotten hooked up with tickets from WWE in the past, AEW also in the past. So just to put this, bias aside. Also, no one's paying us. They didn't give us tickets and be like, oh, you have to do this. They didn't want this video. They didn't ask for posts or anything. Just get that all out of the way. This is all just pure, me and us. Not that need to be said, but some people can be annoying about it. And also, again, saying all that, that is not lost on me. Never did I ever think that I'll be hooked up with tickets, regardless of the seat. Would I ever think or dream that we would be hooked up with free tickets for this silly job and this crazy journey to wrestling events? It's insane. Like I said, it is not lost on me how crazy that sentence is. Okay, so here's what happened. I think genuinely on Monday, which this was like very late of me, I even put this in the email, but I sent AEW an email being like, hey, we'd love to be at the show and no worries though, whatever. And again, very graciously, they got back to me right away, slid us some tickets, super cool. I saw it. It was like F6 row A seats 4 and 5. So I was like, wonder where those are. So I looked up on I went on StubHub or Ticketmaster or whatever to tickets currently on sale, and I kind of saw where we were sitting. Now here's a picture of what my understanding was and where I thought we were sitting, which is still amazing. We're on the floor. We're, I don't know, what's that, 8, 7 rows back, or whatever. Incredible. I was so hyped. Anyway, we get there, we go down the steps, we show the ushers our tickets. We're on the other side, so they walk us to our seats. And now, as we're walking, we start to pass a section that I thought we were in, and we start going to front row. Now, the guy goes into the front row, and I thought maybe oh, this is a weird detour or a shortcut to take to our seats that are way in the back and not right here. And he walks us to the front row. Show this, okay, 4 and 5 right here. And I swear to God, I said, no, we have F6. And he's like, F6? Yeah, right here. And I'm like, no, this must be a mistake. I was like, there's no way. I was like, this is crazy. There's no way we're sitting front row ringside here. I think I told him he was making a mistake 4 or 5 times until I eventually accepted it. Even sitting down, first of all, our jaws were agape for the first 10 minutes. I'm just I was in disbelief. I was like, there's no way this is real. Also, while sitting there, I was like, the person must be new. They must not know the seating chart. I give it 10 minutes before someone comes and is like, hey, you're actually in the wrong seat, or those are our seats. Spoiler, that never happened. Those were our seats. The best seats I've ever had. Again, I hope I am getting this across appropriately, but what a dream. This was a bucket list moment for me, a childhood dream that AEW helped fulfill, and I am forever so grateful. I can't say thank you to enough to AEW and everyone that works there and everyone that got us there. Incredible. I almost cried. I was near tear. Me and Jimmy were talking, sitting ringside. We're like, this is crazy. We're honestly talking about you guys and being like, Thank you for watching. Thank you. Also, the craziness didn't stop there. Apparently, we got on TV. Apparently, we were on the intro to Dynamite within the first 2 minutes. I did rewatch. I think we're at a minute 40, minute 45. How I found out was my mom texted me because I told her I was going to AW. I sent her pictures, yada yada. I'm a great son. Oh, I was like, oh, check out our seats. I always send my parents pictures and whatever. So anyway, maybe 5 minutes later, she wanted to watch. She's always looking for me, whatever. 5 minutes later, she texts me, I saw you on TV. Oh my God, that's crazy. Clear as day. And I was like, oh, I was probably in the background or whatever. And then I go on social media and I see a ton of people having pictures or screenshots, pictures really, of their TVs or monitors of them pausing TV. And it's us, clear as day. I have the picture somewhere on the screen. It was crazy. We got on TV. Shout out everyone that, was hyped on that for us. It's so crazy, man. Also, hi, sorry, I'm about to edit this, and I forgot to mention and give a shout out and a thank you to the folks that came up tonight who asked for a picture or just said, hi, I'm a fan of the content, whatever. We got a good handful of people that did that. So Stache Club was in well numbers, whatever, last night. So yeah, shout out you if we took a picture or said hi or whatever. All right, back to the video. What is this? What is this life, dude? This is nuts. So that's kind of all the setup. I'll kind of go into just the matches and our experience, and like I said, overlay little clips and stuff like that for some vlog sort of feel. Night start off with some ROH stuff, and I think was a great intro to Dynamite. Honestly, one of my favorite matches of the whole night was the first match that started ROH, started the whole night. Serena Deeb versus Yuka, excuse me for the mispronunciation, Sakazaki. They tore it down. That was such a great opener, and honestly, felt like a main event worthy match. We had Athena show up. The Costco guys were there. I think at that point, me and Jimmy went to go get I don't know, merch or a drink or whatever. We came back down, and AJ and Big Justice are there rooting on QT Marsh or whatever, and big AJ is in all his wrestling gear. That was crazy. There's a bunch of footage of Jimmy yelling at Big Justice to help his dad.
Big Justice, do something! No!
Then we got the main show going, big fireworks, big spectacle. We had Bobby Lashley and Ricochet kick things off. Ricochet in the Eagles hoodie, getting heat from everyone. We're booing him. We're wrap it up. He was yapping. That match was a ton of fun. Bobby Lashley is a mess. I mean, he's obviously massive, but seeing him in person, massive. We got the Bucks and Josh Alexander versus Sky Flight. This match was a ball. Sky Flight was running around, jumping and doing all their flips, and Scorpio Sky was killing it. Seeing the Bucks do all their stuff. I'm sounding so generic. This isn't gonna be spoilers. This isn't gonna be a step-by-step critique or whatever, the podcast of a wrestling show. I'm just kind of running things down. So excuse my and this happened. But anyway, that match was a ton of fun. Kenny Omega came out, big pop, super cool to see him in Boston, followed by Jurassic Express, really setting up and promoting their match at Full Gear. That was a ton of fun. Speaking of a ton of fun, Shelton Benjamin versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Woo! I think it was during commercial or whatever, but Jimmy was wearing his MJF scarf, and obviously MJF has history with the Hurt Syndicate and MVP. So MVP looked over at Jimmy. I thought he was talking to me, but he looked over at Jimmy. I forget exactly what he said, but he said something to the effect of you look terrible, or you look embarrassing, to Jimmy because he was wearing the scarf. That was great. Again, I'm going to add the footage, but this was the first moment of us being in the Splash Zone. This match was our first moment of, this is what it's like to be front row, because Shelton Benjamin threw Speedball right into the barricade right in front of us. I think, again, we got on TV because that's where the camera was pointed. Threw him in the barricade once or twice, which was just ridiculous to be front row for. I still can't get over it. Then, also a super fun match. I didn't know the Death Riders were, they are a big part of AEW, I should have assumed, but I didn't know it was going to be Moxley, Claudio versus OC and Roddy. This match rocked, so fun. We got more Splash Zone action with John Moxley and OC fighting right in front of us. We got more of, people getting thrown into the barricade right in front of us. This shit was nuts. Marina Shafir in person is the strongest person I've ever seen and the most intimidating person I've ever seen. Also want to give a shout out to Daniel Garcia. One of my favorite moments of the night. Moxie was down, Death Riders are helping him, and Jimmy, again, we're right there. Jimmy goes, call the ambulance. And the glare that Marina Shafir shot Jimmy, oh my, he said it was the craziest thing. This is kind of why, and maybe I'll keep it in mind for the future. Let me know what you want to see. Maybe we'll start making vlogs and doing stuff, you know, at live shows. In my head, I'm like, well, the action's like in the ring. Wow, we make a vlog. But like, if you want to see stuff like that, let me know. That's like the one, I'm kind of wishing, hindsight 2020, I wish I made more of a vlog. But like, hence this being this and what it is and footage and whatever. Anyway, next was Timeless Love Bombs versus Alex Winza and Riho. This was a ball. Honestly, I mean, obviously we have Full Gear and a ton of other wrestling before Tuesday, but like right now, it's between this or the ROH opener with Yuka and Serena Deeb. Match of the week for me so far. I mean, seeing Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa live, it was a ball, dude. They're two of my favorites right now. So cool. That Winza call and response is over as hell. And again, this isn't gonna be like an in-depth, you know, match beat for beat thing. So excuse my, you know, breezing over of some very important and cool things, but Hangman Page versus Shibata. Oh my God, so sick. They're beating the hell out of each other. A ton of times where Shibata was outside the ring near us. This was really, really cool. Ty J versus Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir as a team was next. Also so fun. Jimmy, both of us, a massive Megan Bayne fan. Shout out Beyond Wrestling. Shout out Wrestling Open. Now, if you keep up on social media, not just talk forum. Again, this is why I maybe made a vlog. We're gonna talk about it on Tuesday. Like I said, I wanted to like put this out while everything's fresh on the mind. If you keep up on social media, especially Jimmy's social media, there was some back and forth about him getting like a Megan Bayne tattoo, and Megan Bayne like responded, and so didn't Joey Janela. I don't know, crazy stuff. But anyway, Jimmy remembered, and we were right there, and Jimmy yelled, well, you know what, there's the clip of it. Here's the clip.
Megan, I'm getting that tattoo. I promise. I told you.
And so I was cracking up. I mean, between like the Marina shit, I was cracking up. After that, Okada versus Dorada was a ton of fun. I mean, now I get to say that I saw an Okada match live, I believe. Unless I'm forgetting something, because I've been to a handful of AEW shows, but like, I mean, at least my first time seeing Okada front row, that was really cool. Main event, this match was so good. I've been a Red Velvet fan, but like this put me way over the top on Red Velvet. She looked incredible. Red Velvet versus Mercedes Moné. Welcome home. Hometown Mercedes Moné. Hometown Ultimo Moné. This was great. Now, I think this was to unify the ROH World TV title. It's to unify something. Either way, I'm pretty sure Mercedes Moné added another belt to her repertoire. You can tell it's the end of the video. I'm getting all amped up and my words are jumbling. But what can I say about seeing Mercedes Moné in Boston? So much love while her still playing up the heel factor, and these two had a hell of a match. Unsurprisingly, they obviously would have had a great match, but like so cool. Mercedes showing her stuff to Statlander, who was on commentary, taking out Statlander. Those two brawl. I'm pretty sure we have footage of that. This kind of leading into what's gonna happen on Saturday. Their match for the AEW Championship. Mercedes ending the night holding up the title, dude. So crazy. Like I said, apologies for, you know, breathing. I can't believe I breezed over, you know, Okada, Dorada, and Hangman Shibata, but there was a lot to go over. Like I said, it's kind of just my reactions, half vlog, half sort of narration, half sort of what just happened. What happened last night? How did we get in that situation? I still don't know, man. This is crazy. But that's that. Thank you so much again to AEW and all of those involved. Thank you to Agana Serena for being so gracious hosting AEW and us. What a time. Again, let me know if you want to see some more stuff, you know, in the future, either like this or, like I said, we'll get out from behind the desk and maybe focus on more vlog stuff. It's just a lot, you know, I never know what to focus on. Like, I don't know, that's a discussion for neither here nor there. Check out the podcast. We're obviously going to talk about, you know, our experience more on the podcast on Tuesday, and get Jimmy right here talking about it, and me and him will go back and forth about, you know, everything in the whole night, as well as what happened the rest of the week in wrestling. We have Full Gear this weekend. Obviously, Raw is on Monday, SmackDown's tomorrow. And I'll end with this. Thank you watching right now, whether you watch the podcast or the quizzes or whatever. Thank you so much. You're the reason we get these opportunities. And again, we're going to, you know, you'll hear from Jimmy, and, you know, if you look at our socials, you hear the same sentiment from the both of us. But like I said, I just want to come on here and, you know, do this real quick, fresh on mind. But thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you in the next video. Until next time, peace.